Saturday, April the 25th, 2020. Updating you on the COVID-19 in Grayson County. First, I'd like to tell you to remember to do your 2020 census. I'll probably tell you that every day until that thing's over. Be sure and go online and do that, the 2020 census. National Day of Prayer is going to be May the 7th. Remember that at noon. Also, the state has suspended all road projects, and I'm going to continue to say that because we continue to have people calling to want to know when the road is going to be taken care of. And we're still doing routine maintenance, but as far as any large projects, we will not be doing at this time. So for the numbers, we'll go ahead and get right into it. Numbers today, we have 5 new positives today. That's an 86-year-old female, a 19-year-old male, an 88-year-old male, a 78-year-old female, and an 89-year-old female. That's the 5 we have as of 2:30 this afternoon. 3 of those are Grayson Nursing and Rehab residents isolated in the facility. 1 is a Grayson Nursing and Rehab employee, which is isolated at home. And we have 1 now in Springview Nursing and Rehab, which is a resident and is isolated in that facility. So numbers for Grayson Nursing and Rehab, someone asked yesterday, I believe, and we hadn't gave this out. Of course, we're still compiling numbers. But as of right now, 23 residents inside Grayson and Nursing and Rehab, and they have 13 employees that has tested positive. So, and like I said, folks, some of these people that had tested, they're already coming close to the end of their quarantine phase here in the next 3 to 4 days, and everybody, with the exception of a few, are doing fairly well. They're all in stable condition. Hospitalized patients. 66-year-old male is hospitalized and in critical condition. Now, folks, that was a person that we had that was positive back probably over a week ago now. And that person is hospitalized and in critical condition. We have and was not a worker or a resident of Grayson Nursing and Rehab or Springview or any of the long-term care facilities, just a resident of Grayson County. 87-year-old female, which is a resident of Grayson Nursing and Rehab, hospitalized in stable condition, and 96-year-old male from Grayson Nursing and Rehab, which is a resident and is hospitalized and in stable condition. And then we have a 56-year-old female, which is hospitalized and in critical condition. That person also does not have anything to do with the long-term care facility, and is just a resident of Grayson County, but that person is in critical condition. So everyone, please remember these folks in your thoughts and prayers. Grayson Nursing and Rehab residents that are at the facility, they're all in stable condition. And Springview Nursing and Rehab resident, the one that tested positive earlier this morning, is also at the facility in stable condition. So numbers for today as of 2:30, total tested 374 now. Pending is 58. Remember I told you yesterday that they done blanket test at Grayson Nursing and Rehab, so that number elevated quite, jumped big there yesterday. So negative, there's been 268 come back negative, and as of today we have 48 positives 4 hospitalized, 5 have recovered and completely recovered and are out of quarantine, and we've had 1 death. So let's see, I'll go ahead and let Josh come up here in just a second. Remember, tomorrow, Wayne Merriweather with Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center will be here tomorrow, Sunday, on the 26th. He will be here, and they're going to start opening up, I think, Monday. Is it Monday, Josh, that the hospital opens for elective surgeries? Yeah, they're going to be opening Monday, and of course you'll just need to contact the facility to make sure. You know, we're not operating their facility by no means, so you'll need to call them or call your healthcare provider to find out exactly what's going on. But Wayne will be in here tomorrow to explain exactly how all that's going to unfold, and along with a lot of other medical folks, dentists, and I think chiropractors was on there, and some others that can, as long as they meet certain guidelines. And I've talked to a couple of those yesterday, and they're trying to put some things in place where they can keep folks safe and that type thing. We've had some facilities for the emergency, or for the nurses and the nurses' aides and any medical staff, for EMS, Springview, anybody that works in these type facilities, Springview, Grayson Nursing and Rehab, Emergency Medical Services, the hospital. I think we now have 4 people or 4 residents right now where there could be 2 to 3 employees of Grayson Nursing and Rehab that's staying in one cabin that we have, which has got 2 to 3 bedrooms and a couple baths. And so them folks stay in there just so they don't go back, you know, and take it to their families. And that's their choosing. We're not requiring them to do that. We're just giving them a safe place to stay so they don't, if they're concerned about their family. Some of them might have elderly mothers and fathers, or grandmothers and grandfathers, and they don't want to try to, and they live with them, and they don't want to try to chance it. So we are still doing that. Also, Grayson Nursing and Rehab has had several nurses and nurses' aides from the community come to work to help them to get through this. So that's the Grayson County I know. And so thank you all, whoever has stepped up. Thank you for going over and helping them. And just be aware, you know, if you think, well, I was going to call yesterday or tomorrow, still call, because they could still use the help, and any of these facilities, if you want to do that. They are very thankful for all of them that has stepped up. And everyone over has been working very, very long hours, and I think they're working, it's over 12-hour shifts, quite honestly. So they've all stepped up and doing what they need to take care of those residents over there at that facility. Also, the community has been very generous with food donations over there, just to keep them going, and they're very thankful, and they can't believe the outpouring of support that they've got. And since it first turned, it was a little rocky at first with some people's comments and stuff. But like I said, folks, we're better than that. This is a tough time for everybody. I mean, not only with the virus, but it's a tough time financially. We know some folks has not even got their, I was talking to somebody today that hasn't even got an unemployment check yet, which is, it's been 6 weeks, I think. So, there's a lot of people struggling right now. I mean, a lot. So we just need to remember each other in prayer for sure. So, with that, I am going to turn it over to Josh Embry with the Grayson County Health Department.
All right. Well, thank you, Judge. And today's been we knew that this weekend was going to be very difficult. We have numbers that are slowly trickling in at the health department from the mass testing that has occurred at Grayson Manor, and we expect to get some more of those results later today and tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have more numbers to pass along to you at this time. The next thing I'll say is, with Springview having their first positive, which is a resident, we have established a conference call that's going to take place tomorrow between the state as well as Springview to talk about some things that they can do going forward to better prepare them for possible spread in that facility as well. So just keep Springview in your prayers. They have been very proactive in getting ready for this, and it was their fear that this would happen because it's happening all across the state. Once again, this is not contained only to Grayson County. Some counties have been blessed and spared at this point, but there are several counties in the state that are experiencing a breakout of this virus in their nursing facilities. So again, this is not something that's just contained or happening at these facilities. The next thing I'll remind the community is getting tested is getting easier and easier to do. So if you feel like you need a test and you are having some symptoms, contact your doctor, and fast pace is an option. The doctor may choose to test you in his or her office, or Twin Lakes Hospital also has a drive-through testing area set up. So once again, call your doctor first because you have to have those orders before they can initiate a test. To update you on statewide numbers, the number tested in the state of Kentucky so far is 44,962 people. 3,779 Kentuckians have tested positive, and we've had 200 deaths in the state. So that's all I have, unless there are any questions for me. Okay, thank you.
What's the questions? What's the questions you've got about Walmart there, Sam?
Just people wondering if they're following the orders of amount of people in the store and something like that. People are saying the parking lot's full.
Yeah.
What can you do and what can they do?
Well, actually, there is no executive order that's out as far as Walmart. There's a bunch of questions on there, evidently a reference to Walmart. Of course, we've been over this quite a few times. Walmart is essential services, and there's not an executive order that cuts down the amount of folks that's inside that facility. So, because it's not an executive order, they can be open, and Walmart has taken it up on themselves to limit the number of people inside of the store. So anything that they've done like that, as far as letting the number of people inside of the store, they're the ones that has initiated that. So I've seen complaints on there about Lowe's and Home Depot and different places. Now, whether quite honestly, I haven't been there, so I can't tell you, but that they're not allowing, or they're allowing just whoever to walk in the store. I don't know if they are or not, because I'm just telling you what I've heard from folks, and you can go in there. There might be 75 people in there. I don't know, but it's listed as essential services, folks. So if you have a complaint about that, please, there's that 1-800 number. What is that hotline number? I haven't got it wrote down, Sam.
833.
Yeah, is it on the bottom of the screen here? It's on the bottom of the screen here. So if you have a complaint about that, please, give them a call and let them be aware of your concerns. But everything that's been initiated out at our facility here at Walmart is they've done that themselves on limiting the number of people inside the store. There is not an executive order that says that they didn't come out and say Walmart says 50 people only. The governor did not sign that executive order. So folks. I mean, you know, everything they're doing everything they can to keep the wheels rolling. So, and I understand it's frustrating for folks, and people's going to start getting more frustrated as this goes on. And we're just trying to get the information we can from Frankfurt, and quite honestly, it changes every day. And also, I wanted to bring up I had a call yesterday about churches, and in particular some Mennonite and Amish churches, and they had asked about what was going on, and could they have church inside their homes, and said most of them was family, that they have family together, and they was asking me the number of people, and I said as long as you don't go over the 10 together, which is an executive order. The governor says he doesn't want 10 or more together, and which I understand about the Walmart thing, and now we're talking about church. But folks, the only thing I can pass on to you is exactly what we're given. Told them folks that if you've got like my family, I've got 8 people in my house, so we're already almost to the threshold. So if we decided to have church there, I mean, we could have church there. It's not. There's not an executive order that says you can't gather, and because he's allowing drive-up services, in certain areas, and I don't know. Did Louisville change that? Did they change theirs where they could have drive-up service? Do y'all know?
Yeah, a judge ruled that it was unconstitutional.
Okay, yeah. So they changed that also, but you could do that here before, so you could actually have drive-up service here in our community, and a lot of people's doing that. A lot of people's doing it online. But I know some of the other folks, some of the Mennonite churches and some of the Amish churches, they have some of those. They're having some of them in their residence, and they've been told not to have 10 or more. So just be aware. If you've got a family of 14 or 15, you can't set 4 or 5 of your kids outside the house or send them somewhere else. So. And there's a lot of families here in Grayson County that's like that, so that's got large families. So any other questions you got on there, Josh? Anything? Questions?
Is there any plans to test every Springview resident?
Any plans to test every Springview resident?
That's like you did
You're
for
in
Grayson.
communication with them, and we hope to know something tomorrow about that.
Okay. They have been in contact. Josh and the health department staff has been in contact with them. And then, of course, they will call the state, and the state will then make a determination on whether or not they want to do that. Like I said, folks, we get our direction from them. So that's more than likely. It probably will happen, depending on the circumstances. But we don't know that answer just yet. We could know it tomorrow or Monday, Josh, you think?
Yeah.
Probably Monday.
They have a conference call with Springview tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, we might know tomorrow, so we'll try to give you an update, and then I'll get with Michael over there and try to get see if they're going to release a statement to folks, which I'm sure they will. Both these facilities has been great to deal with, and I mean they're they've got the residents in mind, and they've been great to deal with. So, any other questions you got on there, Sam? People, anything? Walmart deal?
Pretty much you've answered most of
Okay.
the 5 new cases are not all related to Grayson Manor, correct?
No, all the 5 new cases are not related to Grayson Manor. They're not all related to Grayson Manor. There is 3 residents at Grayson Manor that are positive today. There's 5 total. 3 of those are residents of Grayson Nursing and Rehab. 1 is an employee of Grayson Nursing and Rehab, and 1 is a resident of Springview Nursing and Rehab. So that's the update on the numbers today. Also remember that I told you Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center will be here tomorrow to give you an update. A lot of stuff will change with that, so just be sure and tune in. Anything else? Any more questions?
Any plans to close the lakes?
As far as the lakes go, that's going to be up to I'm trying to get questions from Sam as people type them in. We're doing this a little bit different today, and I'm going to try to answer them if I can. If I don't know the answer, I'm not going to tell you. But the lakes, no, unless the Corps of Engineers decides to do that, that is completely up to them and the state. That is it. We cannot do that here out of my office. The health department cannot do that, and so that's up to the Corps of Engineers as whose decision that is. So if you've got a question about that, please call the Army Corps of Engineers at the Rough River office or the Nolan Lake office. Anything else? Nothing? Or Matt, you got anything? All right. Everyone, I appreciate your time, and like I said, we hope these numbers, we hope we don't have any new positives tomorrow, but we'll see. If we do, we're not going to be shocked, and we don't want everyone to panic. Like I said, them folks over there in good hands, and so we want to, we most definitely just want to remember them in prayer. So everybody remember, be Grayson County strong, and God bless you.